Hey, welcome to Spirit Fed, where you'll leave with exactly that.
Our Creator knows us intimately and understands the depths of our hearts. In times of uncertainty and feeling stuck, it is natural for us to seek guidance and purpose. And who better to turn to than the one who created us? God invites us to hunger for Him, to desire His presence in our lives. It is not a passive invitation, but a call to actively seek Him with all our hearts. When we truly hunger for God, we are acknowledging our need for Him, our dependence on His wisdom and guidance. In every season and circumstance, we need God's presence to be evident. We need His love, His strength, and His grace to navigate the challenges that life throws at us. And the beautiful thing is that God promises that if we seek Him, we will find Him. He is not a distant and aloof deity, but a loving Father who desires a relationship with His children. Just as God sought Adam in the garden, He continues to make Himself available to us. Even in our brokenness and emptiness, He is there, waiting for us to reach out to Him. He doesn't withhold Himself from those who seek Him with sincerity and passion. The devil, on the other hand, tries to keep us trapped in our past failures and mistakes. He wants us to believe that we are unworthy of God's love and forgiveness. But pursuing God, hungering for Him, breaks those chains that the devil tries to bind us with. When we fix our eyes on God and seek Him wholeheartedly, we are set free from the burdens of our past. It is important to remember that while we may not always know how to solve our problems, our Creator does. He holds the answers we seek and the solutions we long for. When we turn to Him in times of uncertainty and feeling stuck, He will guide us and provide the wisdom we need. So, let us hunger for God. Let us seek Him passionately and earnestly. For in Him, we will find purpose, guidance, and the assurance that we are never alone. Our Creator understands us completely, and He longs for a deep and intimate relationship with each and every one of us. However, when we seek God for who He is, our lives become anchored in His unchanging love and faithfulness. It is in surrendering ourselves completely to God that we truly experience His power working in and through us. Often, we find ourselves numbing or distracting ourselves from the challenges we face. We may turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms or try to handle everything on our own. But in doing so, we miss out on the opportunity to invite God into our struggles. He is always there, ready to lend a helping hand and provide us with the strength we need. When the burdens of yesterday weigh heavily on my heart, I find solace in seeking God wherever I am. Whether I am battling sickness, navigating the painful process of divorce, or feeling trapped in the depths of depression, I know that God is there to be found. His presence brings comfort, peace, and healing to my weary soul. It is important to recognize that we are not meant to handle everything on our own. God never intended for us to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. Instead, our strength is greatest when we are aligned with Jesus. When we surrender ourselves to Him, we tap into His limitless power and find strength beyond our own limitations. Seeking God's presence should be our primary focus, rather than solely seeking His help. While it is natural to desire His assistance in times of need, it is equally important to seek a deeper relationship with Him. When we pursue His face, when we seek to know Him intimately, our inner being is transformed. We become more like Him, reflecting His love, grace, and mercy to the world around us. So, let us not just seek God for what He can do for us, but let us seek Him for who He is. Let us surrender ourselves completely to Him, allowing Him to empower us beyond our limitations. In doing so, we will experience His presence, His power, and His transformative love in our lives. Finding true fulfillment in life can be a daunting task, but it is said that walking with Jesus step by step is the key to achieving it. In the words of Jesus Himself, He promises rest for those who are weary and burdened. These words, found in Matthew 11:28, invite all who are laboring and struggling to come to Him and find rest. It is in His presence that we can experience an overflowing joy that surpasses all understanding. When I willingly place myself on the cross, acknowledging my own weaknesses and shortcomings, and exalt God on His rightful throne, something miraculous happens. In that moment, I am able to experience the glorious presence of God in a way that transcends all human understanding. It is in these moments of seeking God and taking that next step towards Him that we truly find fulfillment and purpose in life. So, let us not be afraid to take that next step in our journey of seeking God. Let us surrender ourselves completely to Him and worship Him with all our hearts. For in doing so, we will find rest for our weary souls and discover the true fulfillment that can only be found in walking with Jesus step by step. In the journey of life, it is of utmost importance to recognize and prioritize the role of God at the very center of our existence. By doing so, we make a conscious and deliberate declaration of His rightful place in our lives. When we place God at the center, we acknowledge His sovereignty and authority over every aspect of our being. We recognize that He is the source of our strength, wisdom, and guidance. It is through Him that we find true purpose and meaning in life. By prioritizing God, we align our thoughts, actions, and intentions with His divine will. We seek His guidance in making decisions, knowing that His plans for us are far greater than anything we could ever imagine. We surrender our own desires and ambitions, trusting in His perfect timing and provision. Placing God at the center also helps us to maintain a proper perspective on life's challenges and trials. When we face difficulties, we can turn to Him for comfort and strength. We find solace in knowing that He is with us, guiding us through every storm and leading us towards a brighter future. Moreover, prioritizing God at the center of our lives enables us to cultivate a deep and intimate relationship with Him. We spend time in prayer, seeking His presence and listening to His voice. We immerse ourselves in His Word, allowing it to shape our thoughts and transform our hearts. Through this relationship, we experience His love, grace, and mercy in a profound and life-changing way. In a world that often seeks to distract and divert our attention, making a deliberate declaration of God's rightful place becomes even more crucial. We are constantly bombarded with various influences and pressures, all vying for our time, energy, and devotion. However, when we intentionally prioritize God, we resist the temptation to conform to the ways of the world and instead choose to follow His path. Ultimately, placing God at the center of our lives is a daily commitment and a continuous journey. It requires discipline, faith, and a steadfast determination to seek Him above all else. But as we do so, we experience the abundant blessings and fulfillment that come from living a life centered on Him. So let us make a deliberate declaration today, declaring God's rightful place at the very center of our lives. Let us prioritize Him above all else, knowing that in doing so, we will find true purpose, joy, and peace.